Over the past few weeks, Instagram have dropped some pretty huge updates regarding Instagram Reels, Instagram Shopping, and they've even published a list fully detailed of things that will stop you from ranking in the Explore page, on hashtags, and within other pages inside of the Instagram app, which is pretty massive. So, as usual, let's talk about it. Before we do, if you're new, I post 2 videos like this every single week, all about Instagram growth, social media tips, and making money online. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you go ahead and do just that. Let's get into the video. So first things first, Instagram have been testing some new home screens with the recent rollouts of Instagram Reels and Instagram Shopping. This came from Instagram CEO @Mazeri on Instagram, where he posted some screenshots of the new Instagram home feed, along with the caption that these changes reflect shifts we're seeing from people, both in how they use the product, but also how they push culture forward on Instagram. Rise of creators, explosion of video, acceleration of online shopping. We want to adapt to these shifts while keeping things simple. Which just goes to show how the massive world events that have recently happened have hugely fast-tracked e-commerce, online business, and so forth. And now Instagram are adapting to this new online digital landscape that a lot of businesses are now forced into. And this just goes to show how much more powerful and valuable social media, and Instagram specifically, is going to be for businesses. If you're not already using Instagram to generate leads and customers for your business, you are massively missing out. Now, the second change that Instagram have recently rolled out came out in a blog post titled "An Update on Our Equity Work," where they've outlined the changes that they've made regarding hate and harassment on Instagram, saying, "We updated our policies to more specifically account for certain kinds of implicit hate speech, such as content depicting blackface or stereotypes about Jewish people." And obviously this is a good thing. They're making those changes to make a move and stop that content getting posted and promoted on Instagram. The article went on to say that we've continued to prioritize the removal of content that violates our policy against hate groups. This includes removing 23 different banned organizations, which again is a good thing, and there is no need for hatred on Instagram. They also made a few other tweaks in their policy regarding hate speech, which you can check out on their blog. Now, the third update is where we get onto some exciting and well overdue clarity and transparency from Instagram around how to rank on the Explore page and get your content pushed on Instagram. In the same blog post that I just referenced before, Instagram came out and said this: "In response to ongoing concerns around perceived censorship on Instagram, we recently published the guidelines we use to determine the types of content that can appear in places like Explore. Our hope is that people will better understand why types of content aren't included in recommendations across Instagram and Facebook, and therefore may not be distributed as widely. We consulted over 50 leading experts specializing in recommendation systems, social computing, freedom of expression, safety, civil and digital rights in developing these guidelines." Now, this is huge. They are finally telling us what we need to do to rank and Explore, as well as the types of content that gets restricted. This takes some, not all, but a lot of the guesswork out of trying to get on the Instagram Explore page. It means you won't make as many mistakes and should be able to rank better in the algorithm as you sort of know the rules. They posted 25 guidelines across 5 different categories of content that is allowed on Instagram but won't be pushed through the recommended feed, through hashtags, through Explore, and so forth on their blog. I'm going to go over a few of the key points here that they've mentioned, which may well relate to you as my audience. However, if you want to see me do a video breaking down all 25 of these and giving my opinion on each one, then let me know in the comments, and if that is something you want to see, I will definitely get that made. The second category, which was titled sensitive or low quality content about health or finance, such as content that depicts or promotes cosmetic procedures, content promoting miracle cures, content selling products or services based around health related claims, such as weight loss products, and content that promotes misleading or deceptive business practices, such as payday loans or risk-free investments. Personally, I think this is good and bad. I think there is nothing wrong with people promoting weight loss products, especially if they're doing it in a non-predatory way and they are actually giving good advice that is going to help people get healthier, because it is well known that if you are at a healthy weight, that is better for your body than being overweight. However, at the same time, I know there are a lot of shady people in this industry using very predatory marketing and very bad products that are not actually going to help people get real results. And so I guess Instagram has to come out and cover themselves by sort of restricting all of it to avoid the really bad stuff, which could have repercussions for them. I also think that the risk-free investment side of things should be more than just limited on Instagram and should be flat out banned. As everyone with a bit of financial education knows, that there is nearly nothing that has a risk-free investment. Even things like index funds, which are extremely low risk, there is still a risk that it could crash, and there is still a risk you could lose a lot of money. There is no such thing on this planet as a risk-free investment as far as I am concerned, or as I am aware of. Not a financial advisor, not financial advice. They then moved on to the third category, which was content that users express that they don't like, such as clickbait, engagement bait, or competitions and giveaways. This, I think we sort of already knew. People aren't a big fan of getting overly clickbaited or engagement bait, such as, like this and you will get good luck, or those meme pages that post like scary pictures and they're like this in 3 seconds, or there's going to be this under your bed, or weird stuff like that, which does work for growing followers if you're trying to do some cheeky black hat strategies, but it's probably not good for the well-being of Instagram. Hopefully this also means that it'll put an end to those loop giveaways where people give away like $100,000 worth of bags if you just follow these 100 people, because they are such a bad growth strategy that just doesn't get engaged followers. So hopefully it puts an end to that too. Now, the fourth category was low quality publishing, such as unoriginal content that is largely repurposed from another source without adding material value. This is probably why a huge amount of people in my comment section recently that have theme pages have been constantly asking about a massive drop in reach, where their engagement has literally fallen off a cliff. They are no longer pushing random republished content where there's no value that has been added, or they're doing it much less. There might be still some pieces of content like that slip through the cracks. However, they're massively limiting most of it, which honestly, whilst it's going to make it harder to grow theme pages because you can't just be lazy and repost content all day, is probably actually a good thing for consumers and the platform in general. If you have to go about making your own content, firstly, the end consumer isn't going to be seeing the same posts all the time. Secondly, the content's probably going to be much higher quality. And third, less people will actually grow theme pages because it'll require way more effort. And when less people are doing it, there's a bigger payoff for those of you who are putting in the work to build an audience. But let me know what you think of that update specifically in the comment section below. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed opinions. Let's have a discussion. Just be respectful of each other in the comment section. As well as this, they said that they're reducing the reach of websites that get most of their traffic only from Instagram, which is often a sign of a low quality website if they're just getting all their traffic from one source and they're not getting any links on Google or YouTube or Facebook or Pinterest or other social media platforms, and it's all coming from clickbait on Instagram. That is a sign of a low quality site. So it seems as if they're reducing the reach of those like publishing accounts which are just doing that to drive a bunch of traffic to clickbait sites which have a bunch of ads on them and try and make an income, which again could be kind of frustrating for some people, but for the end user on Instagram, I can understand why they're making that change. Now, the fifth category was restricting the reach of claims that have been otherwise disproven in any niche or any sort of fact. However, they did specifically outline facts based around the recent vaccines. They did say that they only will delete content that leads to the harm of their users. However, they will restrict the reach and they will not push content that has been proven to be false. Which, I mean, I get from some perspectives, as you don't want people sharing false information, but at the same time, there are a lot of things on this planet which there is no like perfect accurate answer, because as they say, for some things, such as for every economist you've got an equal and opposite economist that thinks the exact other thing, and I believe that is relative to a lot of different industries on this planet. There are a lot of industries where there is not one right answer and one way of doing things, And if Instagram pick one expert for this certain topic, or even a collective that all agree on one side, there might be other opinions that are correct that are now getting pushed away, and that could lead to a dangerous amount of power to push a certain narrative. And I'm not trying to bring up conspiracy theories here, but just in general, I think that there is sometimes more than one correct answer, that one side may only want to push one of those answers because that benefits them. But hopefully it doesn't get taken that way. Hopefully they've got a good sound board of experts that are going to be fact checking and look at it through an unbiased lens, although I doubt that'll happen. Lastly, they said, we also try to not recommend accounts that repeatedly engage in misleading practices to build followings, such as purchasing likes, which again seems to be very against engagement groups, which I've been talking about for a while. Stay away from them. And that's pretty much the key points of the list there. If you want to see me go through the entire 25 changes and give you my opinion on how they're going to work, how you can get the most out of them, and whether I think it's good or bad, then let me know in the comment section. If you want to see it, I'll get it done. If you think that it's going to be boring, then I won't waste my time or your time making it and putting it out there. So that wraps up the video. New changes to the Instagram home feed thanks to Instagram Reels and Instagram Shopping, as well as new ways to get verified, limiting hate speech, and Instagram have finally given us some clarity around how the Explore page works and content getting pushed works. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe if you are new. I post 2 videos like this every single week, keeping you up to date on how to grow on Instagram, grow your social media, and make money online. Let's have a discussion in the comments. As always, I'll be active during the first few hours of the post. Let's have a talk. Let's see how we can help you get results on Instagram. That's it from me. Hope the video helped. See you all next time. Cheers.